Vols are back.
Sure they do. They sure do stink. Look at that beautiful ceiling fan right there. Isn't that real nice? Okay. No more ceiling fan. As much as I wish I could just stare at the ceiling due to our performance this past week, we unfortunately can't. We have a show to get through, and that's all that matters. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday night. Good to see everybody in the comments. As you guys know, it's me, Squidtard, along with my co-host, Mr. Lucas Sharp, Wolverine, hosting his national championship shirt, by the way, 2024 national champions. Congrats to whichever new national champion there is out there. As well as to my co-host, Julio Rodriguez. He's also here. Good to see you here tonight as well, Julio. Welcome to episode 93 of the Vol Star Podcast. Like I said, hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday night. We got a lot to get through tonight. Some big news over in the footballs, as well as we'll cover what's going on in baseball and softball, give you guys a look at the tournament, congratulate these people, the Horns Downs. Oh, are you scared yet? Ooh! Congratulate them for winning the softball national championship and a whole lot more. So strap yourselves in and let's get ready for another podcast. No guests tonight, and I think that'll be the last time we'll get to say that until we end the show. So it'll just be the three of us rocking tonight's show. So firstly, how are my two co-hosts doing tonight?
I'm actually doing pretty good. I mean, yes, we lost in baseball, but honestly, I'm not too upset about it. You want to know why? Because we won the national championship last year. I mean, and plus, looking at the previous years, the national champion, they've had a bit of a down year. I mean, Mississippi State, they didn't make the tournament after they won the Natty. Ole Miss, I don't even think they made the tournament after they won it. LSU, they made the tournament, couldn't even get out of their own regional. Tennessee, though, could get out of their own regional and make it to supers, unlike a certain other team in Tennessee, Vanderbilt. But yeah, everybody, of course, wants to make fun of Tennessee, for losing, which is completely fine. I mean, I don't mind it one bit. But, I mean, whatever. Congrats to Arkansas. They were the better team. But you still ain't got a national championship. You ain't got one of these, buddy. You ain't got one of these. And sorry, I'm going to keep clowning you unless you do win it all. If you don't, you best believe Tennessee fans are going to come and clown you. And I don't even know. Goob, of course, in the comments, I'm pretty sure was, of course, making fun of Tennessee. You ain't got a natty either, buddy. You ain't got a natty either. You still mad about last year. So, yeah. Razorbacks rules and Goob, you can just kiss the ring. Kiss the ring right here.
Ouch. Well, to Julio, how are you doing, buddy?
I feel great. I feel like Luke has kind of hammered everything I was going to say, really.
Well, there you go. All right, fantastic.
That's kind of how I feel, too.
So a lot to go over tonight. A lot of people trash talk in the comment section. That's all right. We're here to take our crow, so do what you must at the end of the day.
You know what? Nah, screw that loss. I'm still going to talk my junk.
The good news is, for a lot of us, including us here on the panel, it is officially football season, as that is the next sport coming up down the line. And we are coming closer and closer to the football season. Let's see, it's June the 9th. We're not too far away. We've got another month of off season, and then August will be in August, and that, of course, means officially preseason football. So It's not that far away. We got media days coming up sometime next month, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. And however Tennessee performs, I don't know if they'll go 12-0 or 8-4 or 4-8. Who the hell cares? It's football. That's all that counts. Let's get into some of that conversation, shall we? So here's your news headlines for the week. The first one: former Tennessee football star Marion Hobby. This is just from today, actually. Marion Hobby is officially joining the Tennessee Vols coaching staff. He has joined with the Tennessee Vols as a defensive analyst under our defensive coaches. To give you an idea of who he is, he was a three-time starting defensive lineman and 1989 All-SEC first-team performer for the Tennessee Volunteers. He was also, and this is important, co-defensive coordinator and defensive ends coach for the Clemson Tigers from 2011 through 2016, so he knows a thing or two about defense. Great to have him on the staff. Hopefully things pan out with him. Here's another headline, and this is pretty interesting. It doesn't really have anything really to do with Tennessee football, but it is pretty funny to talk about. Derek Dooley. I'm sure a lot of you know that name. It's kind of like saying Voldemort here on this channel, but yes, Mr. Derek Dooley is considering a 2026 GOP Senate bid. Yes, you heard that correctly. Derek Dooley trying to get into politics. He would be, of course, a political newcomer, and he's more, as he says himself, he's an outsider focused on results rather than being a career politician. So, not really sure what he means by that, but best of luck to you. That's all that really matters. The other news headline, this pretends to... go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, sounds like perfect politician speak.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I guess he fit there pretty well. We could go back to his locker room speeches and talk about those. But when the soldiers ran up on the beach and the Germans were waiting there in the D-Day, yeah, I'm sure he can give one of those speeches while he's there as a politician. It'd be the perfect time. Be the absolutely perfect time to do it. So best of luck to Derek Dooley on his expenditures there. All right, well, this pertains to all of college football, not just Tennessee, but athletes, as a new rule by the NCAA, the agreement has finally been finalized. Now, athletes can receive paid revenue directly by the school. And this is beginning on July 1st, in addition to also third-party income that they already have for their name, image, and likeness, which you all know today has NIL. Obviously, it's a very, very big change in the college football world. First time in history that this has ever happened. So we're going to find out pretty soon whether or not this is a way to even the playing field, or if this is a way to benefit the big-time college football oligarchies and the major empires of the sport. We're going to find out real quick how that turns out, probably the day of. So let me ask you guys, what do you think about this situation? Do you think this is a good idea?
I mean, I don't know if I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea. I think it's just an idea. I think that's all it is. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's all I got to say about the situation. It is what it is.
Going either way, I can see it being really good. I mean, I also think it depends on how much they have to pay them or whatever. You know, I feel like that's kind of what it depends on, like how much each program pays or whatever.
Right.
And of course, speaking of schools being able to pay players directly. In the new college football 26 game, they have announced that the more you play as a team, they will give that money to that certain school. So you best believe I'm about to make Coastal Carolina the richest school in the country.
Yeah, UTEP's going to be making bank. They will be. But now, for the major Tennessee supporters, especially the boosters, now they have a reason to play the game. If they want to support the school, they better go ahead and get that game and play it with the Tennessee Volunteers. I wonder if that counts for just like free play mode, or if it's Dynasty, or if it's just everything in general. If it's everything, that would be huge for some of the major schools. That would be huge for pretty much every school. Even because think about how badly, you have a lot of people wanting to start dynasties with lower tier schools, especially Delaware and Missouri State, teams that are just now joining FBS. So they're gonna definitely get some spotlight out of this, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. I saw a tweet. I saw somebody say that we should all play as Kent State for like the entire year.
And then you never know, by like 2029, they're going to be a playoff team, sir.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's check in with some of the comments before we continue onwards. There's a lot of people in here. Razorbacks Rule, of course, is running his victory lap all over us. Good for you, buddy. Congratulations on that win. Hopefully you move through Omaha. We'll see if you can get that first ring. Remember, we were in this exact same position last year. Exact same position. People were clowning all over us. Oh yeah, you won the super regionals. Well, you still haven't won a natty. So you got to think about that for a minute. So best of luck to you. Let's see. There's almost no difference between a head coach and a politician, except a head coach will get fired if he doesn't perform. Not exactly wrong there. That is a good point. Yeah, it's pretty hard for a politician to get forcibly removed from their position. In my opinion, it's a good thing. Plus, the Tennessee rowing is going to be legendary. Yeah, Tennessee's a rowing school, sir. The players might be considering employees now, and revenue sharing is a thing. At least we didn't fail at not going to Omaha. Yeah, LSU returns to Omaha this time. Maybe they can win themselves another national championship. They'll have some merit finally to talk about national titles because they're one of the schools now. And, Bama's like this in football, so you're not the only ones. But LSU is like that one team in baseball where, oh, yeah, it doesn't matter that we lost. Remember kiss the ring from 19 years ago. Ooh, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was really only 2 years ago, but the point still stands.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is, though, LSU still has, like, the second most national championships in baseball. You want to know who has the most national championships in baseball?
Let's hear it.
USC.
That makes sense. I mean, they were one of the only schools to win 2 in a row or multiple titles in a row.
But, of course, that was back when USC was really good. They suck now.
Right. Hey, guys, it sucks Tennessee football lost or Tennessee baseball lost, but on the bright side, they still won a natty before the football team. What? The football team has won several natties. What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense. I mean, unless you're saying about this century, then yes, you're correct.
Yeah, but still won a natty before the football team. That would imply that we've never won a natty in football, which obviously is not true. Come on. Where do you get your facts from? Bro's got his he's looking at a website called www.ihatetennessee.org. All right. Shout out Texas Tech making the Women's College World Series natty. Yeah, no, Texas Tech is a program trending upwards from the looks of it. It sort of all depends on what their football team does this year because, Colorado taught you all that enough. You can't build a program off of transfers. Florida State and Colorado have taught us that you cannot build a football program off of just the transfer portal. If you're going to want to build something, you're going to have to use recruiting. So this is a good temporary solution by Texas Tech, obviously. Number 1 transfer portal class, especially if they stick around up until we get to fall camp. But, I mean, my only issue is, does that mean continuous success down the line? Or is this like a, one-time moment, flash in the bottle type of thing? So we're going to have to find that out pretty quick.
Yeah, it could easily turn into a Florida State situation.
Right. So they're going to have to, obviously they're going to have to recruit, yeah.
Because you can have, all the right, you can get all the right pieces this year, but then if you don't get the right pieces next year, and you see what happens.
Right.
So.
Exactly. I think they'll do fine this year. Should be fine at least. The last time I had any faith in Texas Tech, they immediately went out there and got their shit blown off by Wyoming. So
I don't even know why people were hyping up Tech that year. I still don't understand why. I never understood the hype.
a lot of the same reasons they were hyped up this year, except to a lesser extent. They had a high-flying offense, what I thought was an average defense, but good enough to win most of the games in the Big 12, and then they just completely destroyed themselves the first 2 weeks of the season. And then that started, just the decline.
I don't know. It seems like a lot of, over the past few years, these college football, YouTubers, when they're trying to, hype up, a dark horse team to potentially win their conference, they just go out and stink it up. I know Missouri, people was hyping up Missouri, a few years ago, saying that how they could win possibly win the East, possibly do all this stuff. And Missouri, I don't even think they even made a bowl that year.
Yikes. Yeah. Well, obviously, that's not the position they're in right now. Their schedule's too easy for that.
Yeah, of course. They got to play Popeyes East, North, and West every week.
Oh, scary. Super Nuclear, Vince Merrill leaving Kentucky is devastating for the football program. Might as well move on to basketball at this point. I thought you all already did that, though. What made you have any hope in Kentucky before that?
Wait, who did Vince Merrill leave for?
Louisville.
Ow.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
That's a double whammy right there.
God, oh, God. I'm not gonna
Yeah, to me, that would be like if Tim Banks went to become the defensive coordinator of Alabama.
L's up, baby.
Ouch. Brutal. Texas Tech also hired Mac Leftwich, offensive coordinator, and Sheil Wood, defensive coordinator, both promising. But they've got an incredibly good, really stacked team this year from the portal. They absolutely should. Now, obviously, the Big 12 is a chaotic conference. Nobody knows what's going to happen, who's going to win it, or why. But Texas Tech should be the front runner from a lot of people's eyes. I know Arizona State's bringing quite a few pieces back, Sam Leavitt being one of them. But if you look at just talent from up and down the scale, Texas Tech should be the front runner of that entire conference. So we'll see.
We'll see. I feel like another team you could possibly, of course, throw in there, like you said, Arizona State, and then possibly like a BYU. Yeah, I guess pretty much those three teams.
Analysts are kind of hyping up Utah again. Now, that isn't saying much because Utah's hyped up every year. But they've got a lot of defensive pieces coming back, and Kyle Whittingham, other than last year, is one of the more consistent coaches in college football. So we'll keep an eye on them, but my guess is that Tech should run away with it. We'll see.
Yeah, I completely forgot about Utah.
The problem with Utah last year is that Cam Rising's body, 80-year-old body, finally gave out.
Yeah.
Well, now that he's retired, they have to find a new man.
I don't know. I'm sorry, but he needed to retire. He played in college football for what felt like the beginning, since the friggin' 80s.
Yeah.
Since before the friggin' GameCube or NES came out. He needed to retire, dude.
Those are all two completely different scales, but I hear you. I hear your point. All right, then. Well, that's the football news for this week. We'll keep an eye on the team as we progress through July, or I guess through June and then July, and we'll see what happens. All right, then. Well, the only thing to talk about was softball as it pertains to this week. Tennessee softball commit Avari Stockwell got named State's Gatorade Player of the Year, so shout out to her. And then, of course, congratulations to the Texas Longhorns. Ooh. The scary hand signal. It's going to get you. But congratulations to them for winning the Women's College World Series and earning another ring on top of the rings they already have. Them and Oklahoma just kind of running away with softball. We were close. We were very, very close, but not close enough. But we'll be in the running again next year as we have been this year. And, of course, I didn't mention this last week. I may have touched on it a bit. But right as soon as we lost, I saw it from our fans, a lot of fans, which is absolutely embarrassing considering we were a top 4 finish. You had some people go, we got we got a fire. Well, there's no point in making sense of it because they think that if you fire somebody, they're just suddenly going to get the second coming of Tennessee Christ themselves, and then that person is going to somehow take us to the national championship. It doesn't work like that. It never works like that. There are teams that have simply more talent or are better than you. I can't believe we're having this conversation from fans of a team that finished top 4, literally top 4. Didn't just make it to the College World Series, won a few games and put some teams out of it, and then you still got something to cry about. It doesn't add up. I don't understand it, but it's hard to understand Tennessee fans nowadays. We're a whole nother breed of stupid, or at least a significant portion of us.
Tennessee fans are the fan base in all of college sports.
One of the fan bases of all time, I'd say.
Like, literally, don't get me wrong, I love our fan base. I feel like we have one of the best fan bases in sports, but I feel like we also have one of the worst fans.
We have one of the most passionate fan bases in college sports, and I think everybody can agree with us on that. We're the fan base that has helped make baseball as noticeable as it is right now. And I'm not saying we did. Tennessee fans run around. We invented baseball and all that shit. Like, no, that's not.
We did invent baseball though.
Yeah, but that's not the point of this. The point is that we helped sort of make it as relevant as it is now because a lot more people are paying attention to it. You got more flashy players, more fun players, and then you got the crybabies who everything Tennessee does. Oh, Quawis. That's pretty Quawis. They're being so Quawis out there. You gotta stop being Quawis. So, yeah, you got that going along. Point being, I'm kind of going off on a tangent here for no reason. Point being, the softball team did what they absolutely should have this year, and I'm hoping to see more and more performances out of that from Karen Weekly. Uh-oh. Did we lose connection? Okay, nope. We briefly lost connection there for a second. I thought I saw my screen buffering. I was like, oh, hell, here we go again. Yeah, sorry. Sometimes my brick for a router just likes to go beat boot mode and crash, but it looks like we're fine. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about some of the baseball stuff, and we've got a lot to go through. So, obviously, Tennessee's baseball season has officially come to an end in the Super Regional at the hands of the Arkansas Razorbacks. They dominated us from start to finish, won the last game 11-4. And in the fourth inning, it was already over. They hit a grand slam, and once they went up 7-1, the rest of it was just waving the white flag, and that was all there was to it. They went on like a 5-run they had 5 runs in the fourth inning, so. And Logan Maxwell, it was him who made the grand slam, first ever grand slam that he's made, and that pretty much ended it right there. It was so far gone by that point. We just already accepted our fate and just got ready to kiss some of the people had national champion in their bio. They had to kiss that goodbye. So that's just the way it goes at the end of the day. Then that's where our season will come to a close. As for our players, Tennessee's ace, Liam Doyle, everybody loves, by the way. I love Liam Doyle, Golden Spikes Award finalist. While he did really struggle with surrendering 5 runs, he still is a really, really good player. He's projected to go early second round in the MLB draft, and I'm expecting him to make some noise once he gets there to MLB, so we're going to be crossing our fingers and hoping for the best for him. But, yeah, Tennessee's season comes to a close at 46-19. That's their record. And while it wasn't matching to the national championship level we had last year, it was pretty close. So, shout out to Tony Vitello. Shout out to the players. Tough way to go out. Hate that it ended that way. And we'll be back next year. That's all there is to it. What did you guys think about the game on Sunday?
Holy, I'll let you go first.
It was just kind of boring. It was just started off slow. We kept it close for a couple innings, and then we kind of just shot ourselves in the foot, like we have consecutively this year. Just wild pitches, letting people steal bases, just stuff that we probably should have fixed by now. And they jumped out to what was like a 7-1 lead or 10-1 lead or something like that, if I remember correctly. and we just couldn't come back. And that was just because we kept on, just allowing people to steal bases and just wild pitches and just dumb errors like that. If we hadn't have done that, we might have had a chance to win. But we didn't. So
That's all there is to it. Lucas, what'd you think?
I mean, like I said at the beginning of the show, I wasn't really too mad about the loss. I wasn't even really that sad either. I mean, like I said, it's hard to go back to back in any sport. Any sport. It's hard to go back to back in any sport. So, I mean, I still think it was a pretty good season. We made the super regionals. We won over 40 games. It was still a pretty good year. And considering it was a down year, this is what gets me, excited for the future, because a down year for us is still making the super regionals, which I still think that's a pretty good to decent accomplishment. And for all the people who actually think that Tennessee baseball is gonna just fall off at the face of the earth after this loss, something's wrong with you.
Nobody believes that. Nobody actually believes that. They're just saying what they hope happens because, if Tennessee could go bye-bye, that'd be the greatest thing for me ever. No, nobody believes that.
I mean, we consistently get usually a top 3 transfer class. We consistently have a top 3 recruiting class. I think we've had the number 1 class
we did. We had the number 1 class of like a year or 2 ago, I think.
So,
yeah, exactly.
Nobody.
Also, yeah.
I mean, also most of this team was freshmen that started. That's another thing a lot of people don't want to talk about. Is that we still managed to have a 16-14 record with mostly freshmen. Outside of I think Andrew Fisher and Hunter Ensley, and I think Vargo and Chapman, like almost half the lineup is freshmen.
And yeah, most of these guys are going to be back next year. So they're going to.
We still had people that I think we probably should have gave spots to. Like I know Abernathy hit that home run that got us got it to 11-4 or whatever. But at least for me, I feel like we should have played Blake Grimmer more. I don't remember if he's injured, but I thought we should have played him more because anytime he was put out, I know he played mostly, the midweeks, but I feel like whenever he played, like he was just hot and always, put the ball in play, and I feel like we could have used that sometimes. I guess I'm not the coach, so.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this team is fine. Next year, we will definitely be better next year, and we could definitely
win.
Yeah, I think we'll. There's a good chance we'll probably make Omaha next year. We will return a lot of talent from this year's team, and I honestly think
the only thing that does worry me a little bit is that the pitching might be a little bit worse. But I feel like our bats should be more experienced and have faced SEC pitching and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think that should definitely help us.
All right. But yeah. Sorry to cut you off real quick. We do have some comments to get through. A super chat by Not JFKH. Good to see you, buddy. Says, hello, how's Tardaria? Tardaria is wonderful, as you can see here. And I don't know if you're talking about the brand or the team. Because the Tardaria Squidtards are doing pretty good too. But yes, the brand as a whole is doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. And Rookie 17, this is unrelated to our conversation, but he asked for all of us, what is your favorite beverage? And I don't have an example on me, but it's the thing you always see and hear, diet or regular Dr. Pepper.
Okay. I guess for soda, what I usually drink is Dr. Pepper, but I also drink a lot of water.
Julio?
Yeah, if I had to pick between diet or regular Dr. Pepper, I'd probably choose regular.
But yeah, I will I will say though, if I don't really drink diet drinks a lot, but if it's a diet drink, I'm just forced to drink. It's got to be a diet Dr Pepper because I feel like that's the only good diet drink that ever exists.
Well, a lot of my diet Dr Pepper or Dr Pepper addiction in general is due to the fact that I do not like coffee. So because I don't like coffee, I need my caffeine from some source. So Dr Pepper fits right in there.
Yeah,
it's nice,
same.
it's tasty, and it's caffeine filled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tried getting into coffee like so hard. I just could not get into it, man. I just could not get into coffee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Goob. I like Tennessee marginally more than other SEC teams, considering a lot of y'all's fans were the only ones who didn't clown us when we lost our coach. Well, we had spent the entire week up to that point clowning you because we beat you in the national championship. So I think a lot of our fans sort of felt like that if we got on you also for that, it would have just been, beating a dead horse. Plus the fact that, losing a coach in that situation kind of mirrors some of the ways we've lost our coaches and some of the stuff that's happened to us. So, right there with you on that one. But yeah, this baseball team going to be pretty stacked as long as none of them pull a Chase Burns. Speaking of which, how did Wake Forest do? Does anybody know?
I can't remember. I think I can't remember, man.
Yeah, how's their coach, by the way? How's that panning out?
I don't know.
All I'm gonna say is if Tony Vitello would have said that, he would have gotten thrown out of the entire stadium.
I can't say that for sure, but we certainly would have been big time enemies. And it doesn't make sense to me how Wake Forest isn't viewed in that way by a lot of people, because the fact that the coach even made an apology for it just sort of confirms that what we thought he said was what he actually said. And
exactly.
I'm saying that from like a general consensus because I didn't believe he said it at first. When I saw, the TV point at him and then he said like he was mouthing off about something, I just thought he was throwing out some general trash talk. And you had these Tennessee fans over exaggerating, saying this is exactly what he said. And at first I took it like, oh, whatever. It's just general banter. He didn't say what you thought he said. And then turns out he apologized for it through a direct message from the athletic director. And I was like, oh, he did say that. Wow, what an asshole. So
yeah,
definitely does not help his case. Well, that's in some cases that's a fireable offense, because think about that. After saying that, you've lost the support from a lot of the people in your fan base just off of that, and you've probably lost support from the people on the inside after seeing that. Like, that's a pretty messed up thing to say, and that doesn't help your case at all. So, yeah, definitely puts them in a bad position. So, yeah, Wake Forest not doing so hot, especially since they got beat by Tennessee. Ouch. Ouch. You're going to mouth off like that and then lose to the team you're mouthing off to. Ouch.
But, yeah, if Tennessee would have done that, they definitely would have players would have been ejected and everything. I don't know. Orange team bad. That's all I got to say. Orange team bad.
Well, they get on us about being quaus. Quaus, yeah, no quass. And then they turn the other cheek once they see somebody else doing it. Two wrongs don't make a right, obviously. And if somebody's doing something wrong and then the other person does the same thing that you like more, you can't go after one person or condemn one action and then not condemn the same action from somebody else. It doesn't make sense. It would be like, you know what it'd be like, Lucas? It would be like if like Kirby Smart said something really, really bad on live TV, and then we're all on here on the Volstar podcast saying, how dare he do that? How dare he say that? What a messed up individual. And then you come on the next week and you say exactly what he said. And then I like, oh, I don't care. No, I would condemn you the same way I'd condemn him. But there are a lot of people on the internet hopefully none of them are in here watching, but there are a lot of people on the internet who don't have that power. They just see Tennessee do a bad thing, gotta say it bad, and they're the only ones that do it, and so they're bad. Oh, typical Tennessee bad. No, of course not. But they don't see that way. They don't see what's right and what's wrong. It's what's Tennessee doing versus what everybody else is doing. So,
yeah, man, I don't know. It's just the entire SEC, dude. Honestly, I hope LSU and Arkansas get eliminated as soon as possible. Their fans are so annoying, dude. They've been on me on Twitter this whole time.
Yep, that's what happens when you lose. This is what happens. I mean, we spent an entire, think about it, we spent an entire baseball year from I guess July through up till now ragging on other fan bases because they didn't win the baseball natty and we did. So naturally, because the champions finally fell, of course they're going to get their mouths worth in. They've been waiting all year long to do this. So it makes perfect sense why they would be ragging on you and every other Tennessee fan that they can find.
But I will say, though, about the SEC, the only fan base that I can actually sort of stand is Texas A&M fans. Texas, of course, I rag on Texas A&M a lot. Sorry about that, Goob. But, yeah, I mean, their fans are actually pretty cool. They kind of remind me of our fan base a little bit, to be honest with you. And plus, when Jim Schwarzenegger left Texas A&M, when that happened, I never made fun of Texas A&M for it. I literally called Jim Schwarzenegger out for it, like, as soon as he did it. And I felt bad for the Aggie fans when it happened.
Right. Slash is in here. He says the SEC is objectively the worst fan bases in sports. Not even Chiefs fans are as aggressive. Okay, see, now we're reaching a point that, like, come on. Yeah, Chiefs fans are awful.
Yeah, Chiefs fans are bad.
Yeah. I'm not saying Chiefs fans are worse than SEC fans, because SEC fans are bad as well. We just got to agree that there are a lot of people in sports fan bases that are bad. I mean, Michigan and Ohio State have their fair share, of course. Yeah, USC, they're suffering from the same problems. A lot of their fans are bad. Penn State is one fan base that's bad. Florida State fans are the complete perennial crybabies of the sport. So, yeah. I guess that's all there is to it. Razorback fans are cursed, including the North Texas punt return and Sweet 16 loss. They're the Aggies in there, too. Well, the North Texas punt return wasn't cursed. It was just they sucked. Like, a lot.
Chad Morris.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was bad.
Pittsburgh Steeler fans, too. Yeah. They've all got everybody's got their fair share.
Stars got Super Bowl.
Yep. Exactly. Alrighty then. Well, I'll give you guys a look here real quick. I know you guys are interested, and you already know mostly, but there's your bracket, by the way, for the College World Series. We have one team, only one team that we're missing out on here. Everybody else is already in, though. Arizona, Coastal Carolina, Louisville, and Oregon State are all in this bracket. And then over here in the second bracket, UCLA, LSU, Arkansas, and then we are awaiting the results of Duke versus Murray State. Last I checked, Duke was up 1 on Murray State.
Yeah, so, they're still up by 1.
Yeah.
But let's go Murray State, though.
Top of the
John
sixth.
Morant. Yeah. John Morant played there, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I actually get to see him play in person.
Oh yeah, I think you've said.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Oregon State won until just a minute ago, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, man, Oregon State, what a turnaround by them, honestly. They lost their first game in the regional, and they went out and just completely dominated the regional. And then won the first game against Florida State, lost the second game, and then won the third game to move on to the College World Series. Boy,
Duke fans are living life right now. If they end up winning this game, they'll be in they'll be in the World Series. That's going to be a really good sports year for them because think about it. They were a 9-win team in football, got to a pretty good bowl game. Of course, they made it to the Final Four in basketball. And now here they are. They might have a chance to go to the College World Series. Pretty good year overall for Duke sports.
Yeah. Little question here. Do you guys remember the last time Duke has ever made the College World Series?
Is it never?
Probably. No, they've made it. If I had to guess, probably sometimes in the 60s or the 80s, probably, if I had to guess.
Yeah, around that time.
1969, something like that.
Of course you say 1969.
Well, that's the last time South Carolina won the SEC. Or no, they won the ACC. Yeah, I forgot they never won the AC or SEC.
I would say 1988.
No, it was 1961. It's the last time they made the College World Series.
Goob said 1998. You would say that.
Of course, Goob. Man, I gave you this credit, and then you want to come out and just attack me.
Yeah, there's some other teams here. I mean, Louisville's had a pretty good sports season. They did pretty well in the basketball tournament. Their football team, obviously, pretty well from them. Yeah, no, but if Duke wins this, I don't think there's anybody that's going to be more successful across the bat than Duke. None of the football schools that made the playoffs did better than Tennessee, though, because Tennessee made the playoffs. They made the playoffs. That's one thing. So football team, pretty good. Basketball, they made it all the way up to the Elite Eight, pretty good. The women's, the Lady Vols. What did they make it to? The Sweet 16?
Yeah, Sweet 16 with that close loss to Texas.
Yeah, there you go. Sweet 16 for the Lady Vols. Softball team made it all the way to the College World Series. And then the baseball team went out in the Super Regionals, previously off of a national championship. Yeah, safe to say Tennessee is... I'm going to use that cursive... I'm going to use those cursed words. I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it. Everything's cool. Oh my gosh! He said the thing! He said the thing, guys. He said the thing. Okay, then. Well, there you go.
It'll be the funniest thing if we have a Coastal Carolina versus Murray State championship game. That would be sick.
I would like that. I would be absolutely fine with that.
That would be sick.
I think they're on the same side of the bracket, though.
They're not.
They're on the same side of the bracket, though.
They're not.
They're not?
They're not.
Oh, damn.
But yeah,
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know about you guys, but because, of course, with my dynasty that I have with them, and I've, of course, led them to multiple national championships on College World 25, I'm personally rooting for Coastal Carolina to win it all. That's the team I'm rooting for to win it all.
Which is exactly why they aren't, by the way.
Hey, just letting you know, every single time Coastal Carolina has made the College World Series, they've won the whole thing.
Well, now that you're rooting for them, they won't. But I mean, I'm right there with you. I hope that would be great. I wouldn't mind them, the Chanticleers going all the way, but I just know they won't.
You best believe I honestly think they could very well make it out of their side of the bracket because Louisville, I honestly think Coastal Carolina is a better team than Louisville. Oregon State, they could possibly beat Oregon State, and then Arizona. I think they're a better team than Arizona. I think they could very well come out of that side of the bracket.
I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna find out real quick. I forgot to update the push-up counter, but it really doesn't matter. We only got 2 to do, so I will update that. And then, yeah. All right, guys. Well, we ain't got much else to talk about. We are close now. What is this, episode 93? We've got 6 more episodes till we hit the finale of this podcast. And I've got some great things coming up for you guys. Trust me, I'm not going to spoil all the details just yet. But I guarantee you our finale is going to be phenomenal. So I'm hoping you guys stick around for that. Let's see. Today is the 9th, episode 93. 94 is going to be on the 16th. On the 23rd is 95. 30th, 96. So July 28th. July 28th will be the finale of the Vol-Star podcast. And like I said, it is going to be a great one. We are going to hopefully go out with a bang here on the podcast. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out. So, Lucas, Julio, you guys end us out here. I'm going to do these push-ups real fast. Tell us who's winning it all in the College World Series.
Julio, you go first, I guess.
Oh, all right. So, of course, I want Coastal Carolina to win it. But if I had to choose, I probably think more than likely, I think it'll probably be, I don't know. I'm leaning towards Arkansas, but I'm probably not going to say that because I don't. They kind of are known for choking. But if I had to choose, it would probably be LSU just because they always seem to freaking win it every other year. Need to be, boring. But I think it's either LSU, Coastal Carolina, or Arkansas. I feel like those are your three teams probably more likely winners.
Oh, well, I don't care. I'm picking Coastal Carolina to win it all, dude. I don't care. And when they do, I am going to get a Coastal Carolina National Championship shirt.
All right, yeah. So I guess he's riding with Coastal Carolina the entire way, huh?
Yes, I don't care. Give me the Chanticleers, baby.
All right, well, there you go. One last thing before we call it wraps on tonight's show. Tennessee, we're going back to football for a second. Tennessee is recruiting a whole lot in football right now. And it's running really well. Hopefully running really well. So, obviously we got Faison Brandon, who's still committed to Tennessee for the 26th class. But we are also, in the running, really in the running for 5-star running back Savion Hitter. And he's got the top schools right now: Georgia, Ohio State, and Michigan. They're all going after him too. But right now, the top two schools that are in the mix for him, Michigan and Tennessee. So hopefully we'll jump Michigan and we'll get him. And then on top of that, they talk about, I think his name's David Stone, something like that. Interior offensive lineman, 5-star. Tennessee, according to him, top of the list. Not according to him, but according to the insiders, the crystal ball guys, he's at the top of the list. Tennessee's at the top of the list. So if we can get those guys, holy hell, you better watch out for the Vols at some point in the near future. So that's all we got for today, fellas. Thank you all for being on here on the Vol-Star podcast tonight. Love each and every one of you guys. We are doing really, really well in terms of subscribers here. Our goal by the end of the offseason, before we get to college football chaos season, is 25,000 subscribers. That is a very lofty goal. I think it is going to be tough to get there, but I rely on you guys. I believe in this fan base. I believe in you guys. You are all wonderful people. We are getting more and more subscribers over here in the land of Tardaria as the days progress. So it's huge. It's huge news. We're already... I didn't even have 10K that long ago. We're already at 11.5K, so we are making movements, and it is absolutely crazy. You guys are awesome. And yeah, Goob said join the Discord. It's in the description. We got a great Discord going on over there. I just pulled it up. So there you go. You got a little peek at that. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Lucas, Julio, final words?
Go Vols, tighten up. We're getting near football season. That's very, very good to see. And hopefully Tennessee baseball next year. Hopefully they rebound. Well, yeah, rebound off of not a bad year, but it was still a pretty decent year.
They reload. That's the better word.
They reload. Which I think they will. We recruit in the top 5 every year. So yeah.
All right, Julio, anything from you?
Yeah, practically same thing as him, but I think he also forgot some, which is let's go Chanticleers. Let's
Oh yeah,
win this
go shots, go
World
shots,
Series.
baby.
Yeah, you heard it from him. Well, I'm
Yeah,
hoping that all of these guys on the baseball team stick around. You know, there's a transfer portal season over in baseball, could be coming at any point. We're going to find out pretty soon whether or not these guys pull a Chase Burns on us. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is
make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.
What that guy said. Shout out to my boy Tony Vitello. Shame we won't be able to have a parade this time around, but we have high expectations for the 2025-2026 baseball season. See you guys next week. As always, power to Tardaria, and of course, go Vols, baby, and go Big Orange too.